Let's get started. Let's stand for pledge. Larry, will you lead us in pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. I'm going to do roll call. Jerry Anderson is excused. Carol Hunt. Here. Larry Hill.
Present.
Jim Little.
Here.
Rick Sapiti.
Here.
Don Pearson.
Here.
Donetta Loomis.
Here.
Roy Bruckenden.
Here.
And we have Commissioner Freeman.
I'd like to reserve my comments for the end of the meeting, please.
Oh, we can do that. Most certainly. And we have Mary and her team.
Say that again, please.
And we have Mary and her team. So has everybody had a chance to look at the previous meeting minutes? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Roseburg VA. You know, I attended the VSO meeting today and it was very informative. The director of whole has worked really hard and getting the numbers up at the VA. And the provider numbers, they have increased, if I can read my tiny notes. By 7%, I believe. I just read it. 67 positions filled since May of 2023. And they have all their executive leadership positions are filled. They don't have any acting positions for the executive positions that they have over there. Their panel capacity, it says Eugene is 97%, Brookings is 99%, North Bend is 86%, and Roseburg's 84%. So still need some work on that for Roseburg. Challenges, transitioning from virtual to face-to-face has been a challenge there. Acting ACOS now virtual and only 8 hours a week until November 11th. LCS audit difficult to complete due to database, continues to work with DAG to final alternative. They went through the National Improvement Office to fill positions and they filled several positions, including some nurse practitioners. They have a program with that where they're hiring new residents with mentors to help fill the primary care roles at the VA. That's probably all of the noted items that I got out of the meeting. Is there any other Roseburg VA updates that I might be missing?
I heard at one of our meetings that we go to once a month that they will start registering new veterans in January. They will have enough providers with the expansion of the providers to start taking on new patients. So they are not allowing new veterans to register
Currently.
currently.
Institution of co-pays, pharmacy, yeah, I was kind of talking with some of the VSO folks. That might be an opportunity for us to get more numbers, because I know a number of veterans that have issues. They say, well, I've got this and that issue, but I'm not gonna claim it. Well, if you wanna save yourself some money and get away from those co-pays and get your percentage up high enough so you don't have to pay that, I've encouraged some of our veterans to get going.
Most certainly, yes. Yes,
You said that was a VSO meeting?
yes.
Okay.
It's a Codell. The Codell meeting, I'm sorry, I did not, and leadership, usually they have the state representatives in attendance with that. Save the Roseburg VA. Do we have any updates on that? Jim,
Yeah.
or?
We have our leader right there, so if I say something wrong, he's gonna.
You were there this morning, so.
We have discussed what's happening nationwide. There won't be any real action with Congress until after the election. I mean, everything's kind of in limbo at this point, and we talked about those things that we need to continue doing, continue to tell our legislators that, hey, we're still here. You know, we're still interested in getting that federal funding for the state home. I have written a letter to Senator Merkley's staff about our concern that he put out a newsletter and he didn't say a word about the state home. He was giving glorified comments to all of other areas, but he had promised that that was on his plate and very important. Anyway, I got an answer back, kind of a political answer back. Oh, well, we skipped that and da-da-da. But that's one thing we're continuing to do. I think we're also gonna go on the radio. We're gonna let the public know that we're still here, we're still working to get the home here. One thing that Commissioner Freeman brought up that really kind of hit me between the eyes, that money from the state has been, I hope I've got the number right, has been approved 4 times, and I thought it was 4, but I was gonna misspeak, 4 times. That's pretty amazing. You know, it's been approved 4 times statewide, and then as time goes on, that dollar eventually means about a quarter. So it's pretty telling, and I don't think the public knows that effort's been ongoing to get that here. It's just not out there, so that may be part of our radio program.
What year did it first start? Just when you were in legislation, was it?
Well, the first funding authorization was in the 2011 session. So for that 11-12 biennium, it was renewed for the next biennium and the following biennium, all at the $10.5 million level. And then it was traded away for another project, and then it was renewed last year. So for a total of 4 authorizations.
15 years. So,
Nice.
and we were promised that it would happen back in 2011.
We all started on the project way before that.
Mary worked on the what they call RFP or.
Request for proposal, yeah. I was council president, Joe Lawrence was here. That's where I met several of you all.
But the effort to, not only, that key, what we're looking at is getting the state home here. And then that's gonna improve the services at the Roseburg Hospital. And Bill Mixon's not here, but they made some fantastic contacts at the VBA conference that's ongoing. They've got some gentlemen there that have some influence back in Washington DC. And they're gonna, one thing that Bill shared, he said that someone there at the conference said, well, you've got 2 hospitals in Oregon. And they jumped on that immediately. I think there were about 4 or 5 guys from our group that jumped on that and said, no. You have 1 hospital and you have a clinic, in Roseburg. So they didn't seem to be aware of that, which is interesting. Anything west of the Mississippi sometimes gets forgotten. So, but Bill, can you think of anything else we've chatted about?
No, I think just the way we wanna approach the next month till after the election is maybe let them know we're still here. And make those contacts as much as we can, different VSOs that wanna come on board. We had the American Legion of the VFW finally on board. So every other VSO that comes on board that sends out a letter, it means a lot more people there. We plan on keeping it that.
That kind of goes along with that. I think I've shared with the committee, I've been involved with the Sound of Silence, which is for nuclear weapon technicians. And we've been cautioned also not to just settle down, be careful, keep settled and don't make any waves, just don't say anything about our project until after the election, Congress gets back in, because they're working on budget issues and other things, so we're maintaining a sound of silence. I can't think of anything else other than we're still here, and we're, what, Rick, 13, 14 years, we're still here?
Yeah.
That's scary. You could build the Empire State Building last time than that. Well, Rick and I've aged about 100 years. No, but it's
Twice as much.
it's a mission of passion, really. I can think of a few things more important than taking care of my brothers and sisters.
I hear you. Thank you for those efforts. It's people like you that make a difference, definitely.
John too, where's John? There he is, right there. John has made a difference too.
Well, thank you. Do we have any veteran forum updates? Larry or Carol?
No, we're just plodding along. Wishing we could get more veterans groups to participate. It would be nice. Aside that, it's just the usual business every month.
VetNet, I attended that last week. They did talk about the Lane County stand down had 352 attendees with 45% increase in female veterans, which was nice. And Albany stand down had 73 in attendance. So, and they also talked about the Roseburg VA Veterans Health Awareness Fair, which is October 15th at the VA. They will have a awareness walk at 11. And I know at least the Cancer Center is gonna have a table there, but they'll have several VA sponsors there, so if you're available, that is a great event to attend at the VA. Any other things I might have missed out of VetNet? How about the parade updates?
Applications are slowly starting to come in, and the 1st of November, a few of the committee members will start putting out the posters downtown and also giving them a letter to please not park there that day. We're ready.
Honoring our Vietnam veterans.
One quick comment on the parade.
Yes.
So we are gonna have some porta potties here in our parking lot available for the staging area.
Yeah.
And the other kind of quick thing is I was asked about this candy law thing, so I did some research into that. There is no candy law. So I don't know where that come from or where you guys got that information, but that is not a legal issue. I mean, you guys can try to do that as a committee, but there's no legal requirement not to have people throw candy.
That was done out of an abundance of caution when that little kid almost got squished by a fire truck about 4 or 5 years ago. So really, there's nothing official except what the committee has put out over the years about.
But the committee in the application wrote down there's a law.
Oh.
There is no law.
Yeah.
So I talked to the police chief to see if there was some issue going on with them or if they were gonna enforce something, and they said, we don't know anything about it, we actually like the kids getting candy thrown to them. It brings in the youth, so anyway, I just wanted to clarify that, so there isn't some misunderstanding about, there being a law about it.
And we did know about the porta potties that was on our agenda, and I think Dan Loomis will be going with them workplace.
Yeah, we gotta have them on our property, because we didn't get permission from the city to put them on else, I think we can do one up in the corner, one here, and then one down in the bottom corner, so we can spread them out a little bit.
Thank you.
Next item is a war memorial celebration. Would you like to talk about that, Rick?
Yes, I have a final report, and I am going to turn this over to Mary. This is all the documentation.
Is that all the work you did on it?
That's all the work right there.
Wow.
That I and Tamara and everyone else involved, Dave Palmer and Dan, our finance guy, and the architectural stuff, the drawings, the plans, the contractors. Anyway, bear with me. The Douglas County Veterans War Memorial Restoration Project is complete. The project upgrade will ensure that the memorial will be there for generations to come as a testament of what true service and sacrifice to this country means. The dedication ceremony did what it was to do. It honored those from Douglas County, Oregon, who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. The memorial honors living relatives and educates the public what the cost of freedom looks like. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Jim Little. Thank you, keynote speaker, Commissioner Tim Freeman. And Douglas County Commissioner Chris Boyce for reading the POW-MIA proclamation. Thank you to the Douglas County Sheriff John Hanlon and the Honor Guard for raising the POW-MIA flag. Thank you. There's gonna be a lot of thank yous. Thank you to VA Roseburg Healthcare System Chaplain, Reverend Dr. Rochelle Coles, and Dan Loomis for the invocation and benediction. Military Honor of the Pipes, John Frazier.
Josh.
Yes. And Vietnam Veterans of America, Honor Guard, and Flag Line. Thank you for playing the taps and the rifle ball. And a special thank you to the Geneva Academy Choir for singing the Star Spangled Banner and God Bless America. I think we were all educated in the Star Spangled Banner.
Not verses.
Thank you, Mary Newman and Gwen Best for the wreath laying, and Carol Hunt for the 8-bell ceremony. Special recognition to Tamra Howell, who I just went up and visited before this meeting and gave her a Purple Heart coin for all the work she did on the project and the liaison work between the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department. And a thank you to Kelly Trinkle, our drone pilot extraordinaire. Thank you to the Douglas County Commissioners for the funding of this project and the in-kind donations by the veteran groups and other organizations. And thank you, Douglas County Veterans Forum, for their part in this project. And I really want to thank Dave Palmer and the county facilities crew for all the work they did to supplement the work of our amazing contractors, and for them to get the grounds in pristine condition before the dedication. And then finally, thank you to the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department for the War Memorial Grant Program and their funding of the project. For me, it's been an honor to be a part of this amazing upgrade restoration project. I've said it before, a project like this is no work when it comes to keeping the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice alive and honoring their loved ones. And thank you to the Veterans Advisory Committee for allowing me to be a part of this project.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Rick Sapedi for, being the leader of this, this very quite beautiful accomplishment and all the work that you did, Rick. I know that it's truly appreciated by the entire community.
Could we give
And
him a hand?
those veterans. Yes, let's give him a hand. It is beautiful. All right, women veterans, do we have anything to update on that? Dawn?
Well, I have a couple things that I'm attending, like for Source One Serenity has their board meeting on Thursday, so I'll be attending that. Since the last time I spoke, I actually also went and attended a VA focus group that was just like 5 of us who talked about women programs and getting them started, and actually the VA traveling with their programs where they're not all here in Roseburg, but they're over at the coast. They have a bigger scope than just Douglas County. So they have like Coos Bay and areas like that. So what the goal is to once a quarter do something for women veterans in all of those areas, whether it be a social or it be information booth setup or something like that. So the VA is trying to reach out to women and have more programs for them. I also have been talking a little bit with OSU Extension about doing a couple programs for veterans like gardening, beekeeping, that kind of stuff specifically for veterans. There is a Bees for Heroes program that I had actually looked into, so we're looking at trying to bring something like that here.
Oh, that'd be fun. Excellent,
And that's all I have.
thank you. Wreaths Across America. John, did you wanna talk about that? Do you want me to give a overview? There's a lot of buzz going about wreaths across America.
Oh, yeah. Well, this year we're gonna have a wreath on every single gravesite. It's been announced several times, and I thank Chris Boyce for doing that. He has been incredible. He and I and Kelly have made some, we've gone around and talked with a number of schools, and we had lunch last week with the superintendent of schools. And he is really excited about getting the kids involved with it this year. I think we're gonna have 700 or 800 kids involved with putting out wreaths. And that goes along with their motto of remember, honor, and teach the next generation about the value of freedom. That's the whole point of why I'm involved with this, why I have been involved. And so the schools are gonna be getting involved, and I'm excited about that. Can't think of anything else new except that I am stepping down from the Wreaths Across America location coordinator ship, and I asked Chris Boyce to take over, and he scarfed that up right away, so he's gonna keep this thing going. And I'm gonna continue to do what I can, but I had to step down from that.
Well, kudos to you for all the work that you've done. It's amazing that we're gonna have every grave is gonna have a wreath this year. That's just so heartwarming.
That's historical, it's never been done in Oregon before. And I'm pretty excited about that.
I am too, and I know Facebook put on Kelly Trinkle's put on Facebook a volunteer, if you wanna volunteer for the event, you can sign up through Facebook as well. If you're not connected with Kelly, I'm sure we could get out her contact information as well. Chris has been really deeply involved as well, so.
Yeah, she has been amazing putting out the information and all of those things. She's amazing.
Yes, she is.
It's amazing. So I think we got, I think we have a committee that's really gonna make Wreaths Across America shine here in Roseburg. I'm excited about it.
I think everybody in here is excited about that, so thank you. Are there any other reports that I might be missing? Yes, Carol?
I have been given the honor of being the family readiness group leader for our own charter company, and we are working on deployment. We started the 1st of September, and our job will be to deal with the families that are here. And we're spread out throughout many states, so it's gonna be a little difficult, but hope that it works out well.
That's great.
Carol,
Family
Carol,
always.
Charlie Company is being deployed, and are there gonna be any,
Gonna have 15 here.
okay? And who would we talk to about that?
Rademacher.
Okay,
So are there any plans for send-off like we've done in
Um,
the past or any of those sorts?
Yellow Ribbon is the 19th, which is Saturday, not this one, the next one, which we've always been as Wings Across, or for the, whatever I belong to. We've always gone to them and they have been withheld since COVID and stuff, so we're going to that. And then I have been invited to the mobilization on the 20th that will be at Ashland.
Great, that's awesome.
We have the 7th of December, even knowing that it's Pearl Harbor Day. It's also Drill Week, and we're going to have a Christmas party for the children because that's what I really am concerned about for the deployment. I've been through too many myself. I know how that is.
Great, thank you.
The last mobilization ceremony in Ashland, it was so hot in the gym, a couple people passed out in the grandstands. It was hot, and those, the soldiers getting ready to be deployed were all in uniform, standing there on the floor, and the speeches went on and on. And then they got to the speeches that politicians that didn't bother to show up were gonna be read. And I happened to be a state rep then, and I suggested to the people that were running the event to just mention the fact that they had letters from those congressional members, not read each one of them. So it's like, and that's when I adopted the policy, if you can't bother to come to the event, we'll mention that you sent a letter, and we're not reading letters. That might have been one of the things we did at the ceremony we had here just a few weeks ago. We had a couple letters that were not read. But it was hot down there. I was in a suit and tie, and I was at the floor level. People up high in the grandstand, they literally had some people pass out to carry them out.
Okay, any other reports from the board members? All right, I'll leave that floor.
Okay, so first thing is the quarterly report statistics. Reno said that this quarter we brought in 6.5 million veterans. And retros were,
retros were 1.7 million. That was added to the 6.5.
so that's awesome. That's pretty good. Kudos, we've been getting kudos like cookies.
Cause you guys are so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, here's some cookies. And then a couple of emails have said that thanked their VSO for helping them through all the paperwork and all the anxiety and everything that goes along with that, so that's always nice to hear. So for the outreach, still doing Reedsport, VetNet, and County Veteran Service Officer meetings. We have bi-weekly check-ins just to keep up with everything and to we started that during COVID just to see how offices were operating. So, and it's just continued on because it's kind of a interesting thing. And then when we run into VA problems, we kind of talk about them to see what we would like to do about correcting some of the things that the VA has been doing. Partnering with Senior Disability Services for a Veterans Cafe at Riddle Dining Site. Was supposed to start last month, but it's moving ahead a little bit. training committees, we have, ODVA trainings are sporadic through the months. Like we have my National Veterans Legal Services Project do some video, virtual trainings. And then we have our mini trainings. So, that's about that. So topics of interest. So one of the bigger things that's been happening is there are pension poachers. There've been pension poachers for a long time. And those are people who worked kind of through nursing homes, and they would say, okay, you go down to the Veteran Service Office and you apply for pension with aid and attendance because you're gonna go into a nursing home or assisted living facility. And we'll kind of front the first month's rent, and then when you get the retro, you can pay us plus $800. So, yeah, that's been going on for a long time, but it's really gotten bigger now because everybody's advertising online that they can help you with your claims for everything, and now there are, we call them claim sharks, because in order to do a VA claim, you have to be accredited. These people aren't accredited, so they have no training, but they advertise online that we will guarantee to get you 100%. Well, all you have to do is sign here, and if we get you 10%, we get $1,000 a month from your retro. If we get you 100%, it's $12,000. So, and in increments like that, every time they get an increase, that business gets some retroactive money from the veteran. And that's just not right, and it's against the law. So the National Association is addressing that, and the state is kind of putting their hands into the pie for that to try to just not allow that to happen to Oregon veterans anyway.
How do we stop it?
Law. And then teeth in the law that you can punish people who still do that.
Do you know who's doing it?
Who sponsored the law?
No, which of the homes is doing that? I got vets out there.
I don't know. This was a while ago that the $800 thing was happening, and we did kind of get on them about that.
Mary, is it the facilities that are doing that or somebody outside the facilities doing it?
In that case, it was the home office who would say, this is what you can tell veterans.
So like the home office of the facility?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Now it's online businesses that are advertising, we can get you this. Just sign on the dotted line. I have one contract in the office that a veteran signed that, and there's all kind of penalties in it too. So if you say, yeah, I don't want you, I wanna go back to the Veteran Service Office, you owe them $500.
But the reason I'm asking is because the state funds care facilities. They've got huge teeth if care facilities are breaking the law. I just can't fathom a care facility jeopardizing the vast majority of their funding over $500 or $800. That doesn't make sense. But the other stuff is likely not associated with care facilities, it's just online predators.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
What are those two national bills that you talked about? Were there two when you went back to Washington?
That was, the PLUS bill is all of those organizations saying veterans need more help than they're getting. And so we're the people that can do that, but we're gonna charge. And then the GUARD Act was the one that said, yeah, that's not allowed, you have to be accredited, VA says you have to be accredited. You have to have training. So if an organization or a person does that without being accredited, there were fines and penalties and sometimes imprisonment.
What's the status on those, do you know?
I don't know what the
Committee.
status is. I think with it's kind of on hold like
Yeah,
everything else.
Everything's on hold.
Yeah. So, okay, that was that. So, another thing that's happening is, so there's a program that the VA uses in the medical side called CERNA.
Well, anybody's heard of that?
Just the 6 victims in the United States.
And
Must be
we
a
found out
comedy.
that the AI that goes along with that program, we had a veteran who brought in a disc from the VA with his medical records on it. And when we went to upload it, it had a whole other veteran's medical records on it too, which is a HIPAA violation. So we reported that to the VA, but yeah, the AI that they're using for that is terrible, and the AI they're using for claims is even worse. So
We in the military like acronyms, we gotta come up with something for CERNA,
Yes.
what it really means.
and then the VA budget problems, I think what they're doing, they're saying they're not gonna hire any more people, but I think what they're doing is putting more artificial intelligence with everything, so they don't have to hire more people. But we don't think it's a very good, not a good use of money, at least. So, let's see. Saturday was the Vietnam Veterans of America Association. It was the Agent Orange yearly seminar that they have. And unfortunately, it was the first day of hunting season. So there weren't many people there, but then we have training coming up on October 22nd and 23rd. And so the office will be closed because everybody takes that training. It's virtual. So we'll just take all the mail and things that people drop off and get them done on Friday, hopefully. And the other thing I had on here was John Pearson.
Is that you, Tim?
Well, I think maybe John wanted to say a few words and then I'll follow up at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping for a better outcome than I got health-wise, and I realized that I need to step down from this organization, and it's been a tough decision to make, because the people on this board are people that I have huge respect for, and I'm very proud to be a part of this. So this will be my last attendance of the BAC meeting. But before I go, I kind of stuck my nose into it, and I asked Bill Duncan. If he would be interested in taking my place. And it's not up to me, and it's not up to Bill. It's up to the board of the county commissioners. But I'm getting some pretty positive feedback on that. Bill Duncan is on the same caliber as some of these guys up here, and he needs to be up here. So.
He needs to fill out an application.
Yeah. Does he need an application?
You can fill it out for him.
He doesn't do enough as it is like the rest of us. He needs something else to do.
So if I may,
Yes, please.
so we're gonna reluctantly accept your resignation. However, I want you to know that as long as you're feeling up to it, you're more than welcome to come to this meeting, because it's the most exciting meeting we have here at the county, and we'd like you to come whenever you're feeling up to it and participate as if you were on the committee. The work that you've done on this committee and in our community is unparalleled. We appreciate how hard and how much you care about veterans and how hard you work for veterans. Your presence and your performance at services with your bagpipes have been nothing short of tear-jerking at times. You get up and play, and it's, I can't tell you the number of veterans' families that have commented on what that brings to those services. Your presence on this committee has been very much appreciated, and your input's been very valued. The process of replacing a Veterans Advisory Committee literally starts with a recommendation from the committee. So if you all are inclined to make that recommendation and bring it to the board, we would certainly entertain that idea. We don't have to do it today, but we can. And again, your support for veterans, your support for me personally has been very valued, and I look forward to interacting with you for a long time to come. I know you're facing some challenging future, but aren't we all? So let's do the best we can with the time we have left. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's super sad to see you go. You've done amazing work for us, and you are so appreciated in everything that you've done. And I've heard the pipes that he's done, and it is tear-jerking, and sorry to see you go from the back, but we will see each other.
Yeah.
So.
On the military honors side of things, I was the originator, the founder of that here 14 years ago. I am stepping down from that. And I have someone who came to me and said he would like to take over as the board member and the chairman. And gee, guess who that is? Any guesses?
Josh.
Huh?
Josh.
No. Chris Boyce.
Does he play bagpipes?
No.
I guess he's gonna learn.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need to be a piper. Chris just has a way of getting things done. And he told me that he wants to make military honors by the pipes go national. And in talking with my director of piping, who lives up in Portland, he is a classically trained piper from Scotland. And he's got that Glaswegian accent, which you can't understand, but it is just a beautiful, beautiful accent. And he has formed 2 pipe bands in the Portland area. One is with the fire department, with the, I'm not sure which fire department, Portland Fire Department, and the other one was with the police department. And both of those organizations have pipers that have been, unbeknownst to me, they have been doing services on our behalf at Willamette National Cemetery. And Gordon told me that they want to get involved. And that's gonna boost our number to probably 18 to 20 pipers throughout the state. And if anybody can make this thing fly the way I would love to see it, it's Chris. And so I'm stepping down, but it's not gonna be the end of piping in Douglas County. Heidi has been just incredible, and Josh got off to a rough start at one of the memorial services. But boy, did he make it up at the dedication of he absolutely nailed it, so we got a couple of pipers that will keep this thing going here in Douglas County. So, thank you for letting me ramble on.
Thank you, John. Any other good to order comments?
I have something, but, you know, we're all sitting here really to, in an effort also to help Mary in her office. And I was told long ago, when you walk into an office, the counter person will give you the very first impression, and you keep that impression basically. And Maria is sitting in the back row back there, and you walk into the office and she always has a smile, always greets people, and she really makes that office work. So I also would like to have the members, if you get a chance, go to walk-in Wednesday. Just go in and see how the business is conducted in Mary's office. See what happens in there. It's very enlightening if you go in there and sit there for a while. And you get, the TV's not working yet, so a lot of people are telling stories, and there's an interface there that's really refreshing. So anyway, I had to mention Maria.
Well, the office is amazing anyway, all the work that you guys do for veterans, kudos to you, cause what, 6.5 million, is that what you said, this last quarter? It's a lot of money coming right back here, so thank you for that. Alright, yes, Rick?
I heard last night that you're gonna be at that AVVA town hall on,
November 2nd.
yeah, that's November 2nd, not 10/5, November 2nd. Thank you. 11/2.
And
John?
that's the end of life seminar.
Oh, okay. Did you have something else, John?
Yeah, Tim, you mentioned that if we wanted to, we as a board could come up with a vote on Bill Duncan. Is that something that we can do now?
To the chair,
Well, I've only heard good things about Bill Duncan, so
you haven't heard everything then.
I know. You'll fill me in.
Side to that story yet.
I've heard your name a lot, so
Lock the door, Jennifer.
I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any further discussion?
This is a recommendation to the commissioners that they
Correct.
consider
Yes,
Bill Duncan as a replacement.
Application pending.
yes, application pending. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I was taking names in case you guys didn't.
That was really good for you. Another meeting.
Well, on that note, we'll adjourn our meeting.